Hi, I told you I'd do this live. I don't know how this is really going to work out. I don't know whether anybody's going to like it. Um, it's what I've said is that I have 60 videos posted of Antonio and Fats. I probably will go and post a couple of more and this week and what have you. I talk a lot. I guess it's about politics and stuff, because I was really off about Trump being president and all that. I really don't know what really talk about now, except that the political climate in the United States is horrible. I mean, I don't like politicians. I think they all lie. I don't like the two-party system because I think it forces people to make compromises that they may not want to make, and in some cases don't vote, and that's how they avoid the making of the compromise and whatnot. I've said this before. People are born Democrats and they're Democrats. People are born Republicans and they stay Republicans. They can't truly define what the party means to them. You know, they say, "Oh, they're good for the economy." Well, if you're like me, a common guy, a regular working guy, working stiff. I don't think any of them are good for the economy. The theory is that if you give money to the rich people, that they will trickle it down. That's the Reagan trickle down economic theory, which didn't work really. Made a lot of millionaires, but didn't help guys like you and me. I'm just a working stiff. I mean, I don't. You say, well, you live in Colombia, you're retired. I live on Social Security, man. I got no money in the bank. And the people that own the place I rent are talking about selling it. So I don't know. Life's going to get complicated soon. And I'm 75 years old. I don't like complications at my age. Complication to me is a bad bowel movement. Um, but I've never seen anything like this where complete idiots are allowed to run for office. I'm not just talking about Trump himself. I'm talking about a lot of the people that are out there that are, you have QAnon people in the Congress now. I mean, those people are way out there. They got elected. So, I mean, what are you going to say? It's like, unless Biden performs excellently, and I don't see how he can. I mean, he's in a position now where he was left a mess. Part of that mess was due to the uh, uh, virus. Part of it's due to the Trump sits around and does nothing. You know, um, Trump is not a crisis manager. I don't care what anybody says. He sat through. He sits down and he ignores crises. He ignored the pandemic for a long time. That's caused a lot of problems, and now you got trillions and trillions of dollars going out to help people. A lot of it's still sitting around. It hasn't even gotten out there yet. They still want to send more. That's one of the complaints that some of the politicians have. Uh, but my theory is, where's this money coming from? I mean, I haven't heard anybody say that Trump suspended the payroll tax until December of next year, I think, something of this year. And that's how you pay for Social Security. And I live on Social Security. Now, you take that away from me, and I turn into a thief. A good one, trust me. But I'm still going to be a thief because I'm not going to go, beg for back to the United States and beg for stuff. I mean, that's ridiculous. Uh, I spent my life working and contributing to that. I pay taxes. I was like everybody else when it came to filling out my tax form. If I could find a deduction, I took it. I'm not ashamed of that. I feel I was pretty honest in what I did. But you got to understand something now that though, with these people that are out there that I keep. I have listen. I'm old. I tend to wander in my conversation, so bear with me. But I can't understand how these people can believe some of the stuff they believe. Although, we've had conspiracies forever. I mean, there's the Area 51 conspiracy's been around for a long, long time. Kennedy assassination theories have been around for a long, long time. I have my own theories on that. I agree with some of the stuff. I don't agree with some of the stuff. I think some of the stuff was definitely made up. Uh, but did he get shot? Yes. He's still alive? No. Shot and killed. The question remains: it's just who did what, when, and where. And there's some. That's something that can be discussed at another point in time. But QAnon's big theory is that there's a giant pedophile ring being run by the Democrats and other politicians, and it operates out of a pizza place on I forget the name of the street, but it's in Washington D.C. And I'm like, are there large, gigantic international pedophile rings? Yeah. You may not believe that, you may not want to believe that, but if they exist, I have friends of mine that write about that, and by doing so, they do a lot of research, and yeah, they know this stuff exists. Human trafficking's existed since the beginning of time. Uh, you know, I don't understand. I have problems understanding the fascination with a 20-year-old guy or a 40-year-old guy has with a 12-year-old girl. Now, I can see a guy, 40-year-old guy, having a fascination with a 15 or 16-year-old girl because I don't think it's right, but I can understand that. I mean, I've seen 15 and 16 girls now, down here don't look like anything when I was 15 or 16. Okay, they look like they're 18, 19 years old, and yeah, they dress that way and they flirt, and there's things happen. But when you start talking about children, I mean, below the age of 15, how do you become attracted to that? I don't understand it, and I understand that they can't be cured. You say, well, you can cure this. No, you can't. Excuse me a minute. No, you can't. There was I told this story on one of my videos. There was a guy in New York. They called him he was a real fat guy, and he was called rooftop molester or something like that because he used to work rooftops, take the kids up on the rooftops, see his pigeons or something like that. And they interviewed this guy, and the guy said, I should never get out of prison because I will go out and do the same thing over and over again. It's we have serial killers. How do you explain that? We can't. It's a lot of theory, no proof. But anyhow, getting back to this QAnon, and they have all these theories that make no sense at all. Now they're talking about that they don't believe anything. They don't believe that the United States existed after we went off the gold standard, and that the last president was the 16th was Ulysses S. Grant, and that Trump is going to be the 16th president of the United States. I have problems with this. I've met people that believe in conspiracies, and they're not like you. They're just like you and me until you start talking about it. I have friends of mine that are what they call flat earthers. They believe that the earth is flat. Talk to these people. They don't get excited. They're not out there, running around. They go and they show you photographs and they explain it and they show you the edge, how you never see around the edge and all that. They can present a fairly reasonable argument. They don't go off the deep end. But the people that like what's her name? Is it Green? I think her last name is. That believe that wanted to assassinate certain Democrats. That believes that there's no way Trump lost the election. He's been like that since the beginning. He didn't believe he lost the popular vote the first time he was elected, and he lost it by 3 million votes back then. He lost it by something like 11 or 12 million votes this time, and he lost the election. He went through all the courts, went through all the legal processes. He lost the election, but yet he refuses to believe that he lost the election. I don't understand. That's kind of weird, you know. If you're a patriot, if you believe in the United States, if you believe in the country and democracy and whatnot, why would you go on trying to create a situation where you're what that you become a monarch or something where you just pass it on to your kids or something like that, you know, that elections don't exist and that you can't be prosecuted for any crimes. You're whatever you do is legal, you know, and that was Nixon's theory in Watergate, and it didn't work for him. I find it difficult. I don't know the evidence structure. What I saw and everything of evidence was that Trump was guilty. I mean, I honestly, I mean, I can say that I don't really see where he uh, pointed to the Capitol and said, "Let's go, come on." But I mean, it was close. It was really close. And yet, you know, he said in the speech that day that he would be walking down to the Capitol with these people, and then he disappeared into his room, you know, and went and hid. That's him. He doesn't handle crisis well. Uh, I don't know what he was expecting to accomplish there. If he really truly believed that you know he could overthrow the government of the United States in a coup attempt, which was what that was. Maybe not by the definition of it, but my definition of it, and that's the one that I'm going to deal with right now. Um, you know, I think they say you can ask me questions and stuff like that. I don't know. I have to come back uh, and think and read about this live chat and stuff like that, and see how you can ask me questions when I'm talking. You know, I'm not sure I'll have the answers for you all the time. Remember, I just repeat what I read. I don't, in my own opinions. You know, this isn't 100% guaranteed to be correct. You know, I try to be as correct as I possibly can, but I mean, it's possible some of the things that I've talked about will be disproved or proven. You know, I doubt it. At least the ones I talked about tonight. But it is possible. Um, I think that politicians are the lowest form of life on the planet, and they're proving it again and again and again. And I don't know what we can do about that. You know, I was gonna. Oh, never mind. That's something else. I don't know how you prove that. You know that these guys control the law. You know, they control investigations. Now they're going to have a 9/11 style commission to go out and investigate the riots. Again, it's a waste of money. Okay, we know he did it. We know it was an insurrection. We know the people involved that were being charged. Uh, what, a few politicians are going to get charged? They're not going to get impeached. They're not going to get. Nothing's going to happen to them. We're wasting their time and our money. And that's the thing. Money's a thing now. You know, where's all this money we're spending going to come from? You know, uh, this is kind of a scary situation out there. How do you you get trillions of dollars? I can't even figure that out. You know, how big a pile of money would be a trillion? You know, I guess we could jump off it. If I jump off, we could probably, if we jumped off a pile of a trillion dollars, if we jumped off a pile of that, we'd probably kill ourselves. Uh, but how do you deal with that? I mean, where do we get the money from? You're taxing big business. They're not going to let that happen. You think that the people, Democrats or Republicans, are going to let major corporations pay? You know, force major corporations to pay for it? Democrats say they want to, but they're not crazy about it. You know, they won't be reelected next month. You know, because their state will go into a state. You know, these companies can leave anytime they want. They've done it in the past. You know, they go overseas and they produce products overseas. The labor market's cheaper. You know, I mean, if you want to see sky high prices, you let that $15 minimum wage go through because big major corporations don't take pay cuts, you know. So listen, I've wandered around a lot. You have, I guess you can leave comments and stuff here, and what you do is you do that, and you want to talk about something different. You want me to talk about a specific subject? Let me know, and if I don't know anything about it, which is probably what's going to happen, I'll either make shit up or I'll find out. I'll research it for you as much as I can and give you some answers. You know, I do that for people online. You know, they make statements that they're not sure of something, and I go out and I find the information. It's not hard in today's world. It was harder back when I used to do it. You know, you had to go to the library and look it up. That took a lot of time. Now it's pretty much an instantaneous thing. Okay. Uh, it's hot where I'm working right now. So I'm not going to hang around much longer. It's like summer down here. My wife's son, Hodder, says to me, he says, you know, we have two seasons down here, rain and heat. And he's right. And right now we're in heat, or as I call it, the fire season, because people go around and start fires and everything makes me nuts. All right, listen, I'm going to end this one. It's a little about 17 minutes I've been on the air. I'm going to say that I'll be back Monday, 7 o'clock. If I decide to change the time or the day, I'll let you know. I might be a little late next week or whatever because I do have a dog, Antonia, and she does go out around 6:30 or so. We're out, and we got back in plenty of time tonight, but, you know, it depends on the weather, too. I would show you Antonia because, oh, no, she's not. Oh, no, she's not here now. She was here a few minutes ago. But I have to use I have another camera. This is my webcam from my computer. And if I use the other camera, the audio doesn't sync up right, and I don't know what that's all about. I'm working on that. You know, if I ever figure it out, I'll let you know, and maybe we'll see. Maybe you'll get to see Antonia. Having her sit in my lap is not a pleasurable experience. She's not exactly a lightweight. Okay, so that's it. I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Get that vaccine as soon as it comes around to you. All right, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.